So, have you ever been told to, play it safe? To always make sure you have something to fall back on? Well, today, we're going to flip that idea on its head. We're diving into this really powerful counter idea that true success, a really worthwhile life, actually comes from doing the exact opposite. It's this whole philosophy of falling forward.
And what a place to start, right? With this incredible thought from Nelson Mandela himself. I mean, he just got it. He understood that there's zero passion in playing small, in settling for a life that's anything less than what you're truly capable of. And that idea, that risk is absolutely essential for a life worth living. Well, that's the core of everything we're about to get into.
Okay, so let's talk about that super common piece of advice, right? We've all heard it a million times. Make sure you have something to fall back on. And on the surface, yeah, it sounds totally sensible. But what if that very safety net is the one thing that's actually holding you back? This is where someone like the actor Denzel Washington comes in, and he argues that this whole fallback plan, it might just be a total fallacy.
So what's the real difference here? Well, falling back, that's all about settling. It's about having that safety net. But falling forward, that's about taking chances. It's about accepting, yeah, I might fall, but choosing to fall in a direction where you can at least see what's coming. It's the huge difference between just trying to avoid failure versus actively going after your absolute full potential.
You know, it's kind of like that classic 9-dot puzzle. Have you ever seen it? The only way you can possibly connect all 9 dots is if you draw your lines outside the box. And it just illustrates this really simple truth, doesn't it? Sometimes the absolute best solutions, the biggest successes, they're found in places you'd never, ever find if you just stick to the safe, predictable boundaries.
And look, this isn't just some nice theory. It's not just a cute idea. If you actually look at the history of great achievement, it is absolutely littered with failure. I mean, it almost seems like failure is a requirement, a prerequisite for greatness.
Okay, get this number, 2,600. What's that? Well, that's how many times the baseball legend Reggie Jackson struck out. That's the most in the entire history of the sport. But do we remember him for the strikeouts? No way. We remember him as Mr. October for all those amazing home runs. He just wasn't afraid to swing for the fences, even if it meant failing and failing spectacularly.
Or how about this number? 1,000. That's how many times Thomas Edison's experiments supposedly failed before he finally invented a working light bulb. 1,000 times it didn't work, but every single one of those was a necessary failure on his path to success.
And that just perfectly illustrates the mindset, doesn't it? Every single one of those so-called failures wasn't the end of the road. It was just a data point. It was one necessary step forward. The truth is, you have to be willing to get it wrong over and over and over again to eventually get it right.
And listen, this isn't just about famous historical figures. Denzel Washington shares this really personal story. Early in his career, he auditions for a part in a Broadway musical. He thought he was perfect for it. There was just one problem. He couldn't sing. So naturally, he got rejected. But he didn't quit. He didn't fall back. He just kept preparing, kept working. Fast forward 30 years, and he's starring in a huge hit play in the very same theater where he had that first big failure. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If you're not failing, are you even trying? I mean, think about it. If you're succeeding at absolutely everything you do, maybe, just maybe, you're not aiming high enough. This completely reframes what failure is. It's not a weakness anymore. It's a sign that you've got real ambition. All right, let's switch gears for a second. We've talked a lot about the upside of taking risks, but what about the other side of the coin? What's the real cost of playing it safe your whole life? What is the price you pay for inaction?
Let's try a little thought experiment. It's a bit heavy, but stick with me. I want you to imagine, just for a moment, that you're on your deathbed. You're looking back on your entire life. Yeah, it's a sobering image, I know, but it is so crucial for understanding what's really at stake when we choose to be safe instead of taking a risk.
Now, in this little scene, you're not alone. Standing all around your bed are these ghosts, these spectral figures, and each one of them represents something you could have been or something you could have done. And these aren't just any old ghosts. No, they are the ghosts of the specific ideas you were too scared to ever act on, the ghosts of those unique talents you just didn't use. And they're all standing there, looking at you with these anguished expressions because you were the only one who could have ever brought them to life.
So that leads to the ultimate question, right? For you, for me, for all of us. How many ghosts are going to be standing around your bed when your time comes? The answer to that question is being decided right now by the risks you're willing to take starting today.
Okay, so how do we avoid that fate?
How do we make sure those ghosts never even exist? Well, it all starts by shifting your focus away from what you can get in life and towards what you can give. Because what you have to offer the world, it's so much more than just a job title. It's your time, it's your unique talent, it's your prayers, your treasures, your patience, your kindness, your love. Every single person has these gifts. The only question is, what are you going to do with what you've got? And make no mistake about it, your gifts are needed, desperately. I mean, the world needs a lot right now, and it needs it from you. Your unique contribution matters. This isn't just about you feeling good. It's about having a real impact on the world.
But of course, life's never a straight line, is it? Finding your purpose and giving those gifts, it's rarely simple. It's usually found on the most winding, unexpected paths. And you know what those paths are paved with? Yep, a whole series of failures. Denzel Washington's own journey is just the perfect example of this. He started out as a pre-med student, and then he failed a class called cardiac morphogenesis. I don't even know what that is. So he switched to pre-law. Then he switched to journalism. His GPA just plummeted to a 1.8, and the university basically told him to take some time off. By his own admission, he was totally lost, completely directionless.
And then something amazing happened. In the most random place you could imagine, his mom's beauty shop, a woman he'd never met before gave him this prophecy. She looked at him and said, "You are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people." Can you imagine? At that point, the lowest point in his academic life, that must have sounded completely absurd. But that one moment, born out of a period of total failure, is what set him on the path that defined his entire life. And see, that's what truly defines you. It's not your GPA, it's not your job title, it's not even your failures. What defines you are the chances you're willing to take. It's the people you meet, the love you share with them, and the faith you have that helps you get through all the uncertainty. And that really leaves us with just two words that sum this all up. Don't play it safe. Don't you dare settle. Don't be afraid of hitting the ground. Because when you fall in life, and trust me, you will fall, don't fall back on anything. Fall forward.